Welcome back to the Gentleman's Gazette. In today's video, we'll discuss how to find the best jeans for your style and your body type. Now, most of us have an idea of what denim is, but not many people know of where it comes from or why it was created. It actually has a very interesting origin. Now, denim by definition is a sturdy cotton twill fabric, typically blue, used for jeans, overalls, and other items of clothing. In the late 17th century in the town of Denim, French weavers created a serge fabric. Now, when this fabric was later transported to England, it was then known as serge denim. Now, this later became the English word denim. Now, jeans are described as hard-wearing trousers made of denim or other cotton substances used for informal wear. Now, the word jeans comes from the French term of the Italian city Genoa. Now, in English, we would say Genoa. In French, it would be known as jean. But this is where we find our word jeans. Now, we see initial uses of denim being used in the USA around the mid-19th century. Now, in 1873, a tailor named Jacob W. Davis was contacted by a client who wanted trousers that were going to wear well for her husband. Working with Davis, Levi Strauss was the initial supplier of denim in the USA. Now, in the 20th century, denim's blend of comfort and durability made it ideal for workwear. For example, it was used to make uniforms for the staff of the French National Railway. Now, you might be wondering, how is denim created? First, cotton is harvested, and then the seeds are separated from the fiber. Then the cotton fiber is spun into a yarn. The yarn is then dyed to a specific color, and then that yarn is then woven into denim. Now, if you'd like to learn more about cotton, view our video here. Now, denim can be processed in a few different ways. One unique way is raw denim. Now, what is raw denim? Well, it's actually denim that has not been washed after it's been dyed. Now, the color might be more rich than any other washed denim. However, the fabric will almost certainly let out extra dye when washed or agitated. By the way, our video on cheap and easy laundry hacks has a tutorial on how to color set your denim. You can view that here. Now, another popular category of denim will be selvage denim. Now, what is selvage denim, you might be asking? Now, the term selvage refers to the edge of the fabric after it leaves the loom. Now, this edge is created by continuously passing the weft back and forth through the warp. Fun fact, it actually takes about 3 whole yards of selvage denim to create one pair of jeans. Now, the term selvage actually comes from 2 different words, self and edge. Now, the fabric is edged against itself, therefore making it more durable as it will not unravel. Now, it's not uncommon to see different components within the denim creation within different brands. Now, spandex is another added component which is quite popular. It adds a lot of range of motion and a lot more comfort for the wearer. Now, typically, you'll see 1 to 3% being the average amount of spandex usually added to denim. However, you will find yourself paying for this added benefit in the end, as the addition of spandex does shorten the lifespan and the durability of your jeans. Now that we've gone through the origin and some of the understanding of what denim is, how do you know what to look for when shopping and what style works best for you? Understanding where you fit within the broad spectrum of body types will help you better understand what to shop for. Now, there are typically 3 main body types that most men will fall into. Keep in mind, not everybody is going to fit squarely into just one body type. Many people will find that they have components of many of these different categories. Now, the very first category we're going to look at is the ectomorph. This is also known as cerebrotonic. Now, this individual is very lean with narrow chest and shoulders. They typically have very low body fat and maybe have a more difficult time putting on size. Second major category we're going to look at is the mesomorph, also known as somatotonic. This individual usually appears muscular and appears quite strong, and usually will not have a major amount of body fat on them. A narrow waist and broad shoulders is usually seen within these individuals. And the last major category we're going to look at is the endomorph, also known as viscerotonic. Now, these individuals usually have narrow shoulders and carry a little bit more body fat. They may have a fuller body image and at times may appear pear-shaped. Now, if you'd like more information on a gin and tonic, you can look at how to drink like a gentleman here, paying attention to your overall body features, bone structure, and how easily it is for you to put on size and muscle will help you understand where you fit within the broad spectrum of body fit. For example, I find that I usually can fit into the mesomorph category a little bit easier, as I can put on muscle and keep fat off fairly easily. Now that you better understand a few of the different body types that are out there, you might have a better understanding as to where you fit within that spectrum. Now that you know that, you might be wondering, what style of denim should I actually be buying? Ectomorphs, for example, have a much simpler time wearing slim, skinny, or even the more modern spray-on style than people of other body types. The more endomorphic individual usually find that a regular or a relaxed fit would fit better. Now, a straight fit might also work as long as it's not uncomfortable in the hips and seat. Now, mesomorphic individuals have a little bit more wiggle room in terms of what they can choose for denim styles. Now, for these individuals, muscle size and their waistline will help determine what styles they should or should not be wearing. Now, if you happen to be somebody who is more muscular and has larger thighs, but you like to wear things that are a little bit more trim, you might want to opt for something that has a little bit of a spandex inside, or even look for a straight fit. Now, of course, being at the Gentleman's Gazette, we want to remind everyone that anything tighter than a slim fit is usually outside the scope of classic men's style. Now, if you like to wear really skinny or spray-on styles, that's fine, but do understand that they don't usually mesh too well with classic men's styling. Now, on that note, you can find our video on how to mix casual and professional attire here. Now, you've got a better idea as to what fit you should be getting for your body type. But what color should you be getting? Now, if you're anything like me, you might be very surprised when you go to the store. Who knew there were so many different shades of blue? Now, it's always fine to have some fun and buy those fun, quirky, interesting colors, but we recommend starting with the foundational things first. And one of the most popular color options will be a dark wash or an indigo. This color is very deep, offers great versatility, and always looks great with a sport coat or a sweater. Now, be aware the dye is quite rich and can transfer onto other fabrics, so color setting is very important. The next popular color choice you should consider is a medium wash denim. Now, this is a great year-round choice. You can easily pair this with sneakers, boots, a polo, or even a button-up shirt. Now, the next popular color choice you should consider is a nice light wash denim. Now, this particular color is usually going to look best in the summer and overall warm months. This color also tends to look a little bit more casual than its darker counterpoints. Okay, so you know what fit you should be getting, you know what colors you should be looking for. Let's go over a few things you should not be doing. Now, it's important to take a few extra minutes in that fitting room and make sure you're not seeing any of these issues arise. Now, number one, too much detail. Now, a small or subtle amount of distressing in a casual outfit is acceptable from time to time. However, wearing jeans with exceptionally large holes, distressing, and strange designs are wholly unacceptable for a business setting. Number two, having jeans that are far too tight. Now, you don't want to overemphasize certain areas of your body. Watch out for pull lines, aggressive pattern twisting, and pocket outlines on your thighs. Now, these are all red flags that if you see them happening in the mirror, you should either try a different size or a different fit altogether. Jeans that are too tight will be uncomfortable and are going to be more prone to tearing. Now, bending over to tie a shoe and having your pants rip should be saved for a comedy sketch, not real life. The next issue you want to watch out for is having jeans that are far too loose. Now, even if it costs you a pretty penny to purchase, ill-fitting jeans that are too loose will look sloppy and look like you did not add too much effort into your outfit that day. Now, if your body type requires that you wear a looser fit, go ahead and wear them. However, wearing loose clothing just for the sake of wearing loose clothing will make you appear sloppy and dwarfed by the garments themselves. Now, where should we be looking for jeans? Well, depending on your price point, you might want to shop in various stores. Now, on the low end, Wranglers, Gap, and Levi's all provide great options. On average, these can be found between $50 and $75. Next, in a more mid-range price point from $100 to $200, you could look at 7 for All Mankind, Hudson, Joe's Jeans, J Brand, or AG. And for a slightly higher price point of over $200 and up, you could look at brands like APC, Page, Diesel, also Givenchy, Rag & Bone, Citizens of Humanity. All provide great options. Now, keep in mind, there are many more lower and even much higher end options beyond what I've just listed. And what one person watching this video might consider a low price point, somebody else might consider an extremely high price point. Now, although it's important to be frugal and possible, I always like to remember the saying, you get what you pay for. Now, if you opt for a less expensive, more fast fashion pair of jeans in the beginning, you'll pay for it in the long run and the lack of longevity and quality of the overall garment. Likewise, spending more money does not equate to having eternal jeans. All man-made garments have a lifespan, and the more you wear something, the shorter that lifespan is, regardless of what the price tag says. Now, if you find that you really enjoy a particular color, you could always buy multiples of said color. However, if you find that you really enjoy a particular fit, it might be wise to purchase multiple colors in said fit so that you have multiple options for outfits. Also, it's very important to try before you buy. Now, if you're unsure of some of the brands I mentioned before, whether you're browsing online or shopping in a physical store, it's important to take those extra few minutes to test out your daily movements with those brands in the fitting room. Now, for more general shopping advice, check out our video on the 7 most common retail shopping mistakes made here. Now remember, the easiest way to understand what you should be shopping for is to best understand your body type. Find which components your body fits into the most. Are you more long and lean or short and full figured? Do you carry a lot of muscle mass? Meanwhile, keep your style preferences in mind. Do you like classic straight fit with a mid-rise, a boot cut, or a slim fit with a narrow leg opening? Do you prefer raw or unwashed denim, or something cotton-based with added spandex for comfort? Also, what is your budget? Now, if you keep all of these factors in mind when shopping, you should have no problem finding what denim works best for you. Now, today I'm wearing a olive green flannel double-breasted suit jacket with a white button-down shirt, a pair of mid-wash denim, a brown belt, and some camouflage loafers. I chose to wear the mid-wash denim because it's a great in-between color between light wash and dark wash, which is great to wear all year long. There is a little bit of spandex in there because I do have bigger legs and I like the comfort that it gives me. I'm wearing the camouflage loafers because they have a casual element, but they still look elevated and they really complement the olive flannel suit jacket that I'm wearing. I'm also wearing a dark brown madder silk pocket square with a navy bronze green diamond motif and paisley from Fort Belvedere. I also have on a light brown leather watch from Invicta. And you can find this design of this really great pocket square in the Fort Belvedere shop here.